So a few weeks ago, I saw this on Amazon. I think it was like maybe $69, around there. It's pretty cheap. It's a mini electric chainsaw from Saker. So it's a portable chainsaw, electric, rechargeable, comes with 2 batteries. Let's see what it comes with. Okay, here is the chainsaw. That is pretty small. A little handguard there. My intention for this is to use it for, trimming small shrubs, things like that. So here's 2 20-volt batteries, or supposed to be 20 volt. Little life indicator. It's supposed to be fully charged. And then we've got a little tool. Well, actually, something. Here we go. We've got I'm assuming this is the bar oil, little Phillips head, and a wrench. My experience with regular chainsaws, what'll happen is chain will get loose, so you loosen this usually, and there should be a way to tighten the chain. I'm assuming it's that screw right there. So you loosen this first, tighten it there. I guess we can give it a little try now to see if that's the case. So let's loosen that. Chain is got a little slack. You always do want a little slack in your chains. You don't want it to be super tight or wear the chain out too fast, wear the bar out. And let's see if let's go out. And oh yeah, a lot looser. So simple, easy to adjust. Comes with the tools you need. We're gonna plug it in real quick, see what it looks like on. This thing is definitely sketchy. Plugged in. A little safety, that's good. Oh wow. It feels scary as hell. It feels like a surgeon's operating tool to saw through bone. All right. I would suggest always keeping this battery out of it for safety reasons. There's no real safety on this. If this thing goes off at all, this could just be a mess. So let's go outside and actually see if we can use this thing to cut wood, trees. We're just gonna leave 1 battery on the charger. It says it's fully charged, but I've had this thing already for like a month and a half sitting around. Who knows, what it's actually at. So looks like it just goes around top. It's plugged in. The battery doesn't indicate that it's charging, but the charger has a red light. Let's see, when we unplug it, it's green. Okay, cool. So I'm assuming this will be green when the battery's fully charged. So I've got this pile of brush over here from these 2 trees I cut down earlier this year. I wanted to let them die and everything and get smaller, which looks like they have a lot. So these will be a little dry, not super dry. We'll start out small and see what this thing can go up to. I do recommend wearing at least gloves with something like this, because this thing is sketchy as all hell. All right, so this pretty small branch. Shouldn't have a problem with this. All right, cut it. It's definitely not smooth, probably because I'm holding it. I want to get something a little firmer and try that out. Okay, this is a lot thicker of a diameter. Let's see how it does with this. Yeah, it wasn't too bad. Let's see what the battery says. It still says 3. I mean, we've only made 3 cuts. Let's make a couple more and see what the battery says. All right, there's a few more cuts. Still says 3. That's good. I mean, I didn't I don't have much expectation for this. Again, it's so cheap, it's so small, but so far, so good. All right, let's try something even thicker. This is an actual branch on a tree. See my hand, so you can see how big it actually is. It's definitely big. Let's see if we'll cut this. Now, this is a little sketchy, just because of how high it is, and should probably get on like a little bit of a ladder. Well, let's give it a shot and see. Oh, get a bunch of crap in my face. But it is making the cut pretty easily though. Let's see. All right, that wasn't too bad actually. Should definitely wear goggles when you do stuff like this. So let's chop this whole thing up now. Quick little piece of advice: when you're using a chainsaw, any chainsaw, don't let the blade hit the dirt, because that pretty much dulls the blade immediately. And I don't have any extra chains for this, so it's something that I'm assuming they sell on Amazon, but so, all right, it actually made pretty easy work of that branch. That was at least like a 12, 13 foot branch. And let's see what the current state of charge is. I'm actually surprised. It still says three dots of charge, so it's still on the higher end. One thing is with this, there's no variable speed. It's just one constant, which for 60 bucks, I mean, what can you really expect? So far, this is a pretty good product, but I can't really caution enough as to how dangerous this really is. This is so small. This could, definitely wear as much protective gear as you can. Even though it's small and it looks like a toy, it's not. It's super dangerous. Let's see if we can chop this up. You could definitely use another tool for this job, pruning shears, whatever. Those little hedge trimmers would be good, but obviously I'm just trying to put this thing to use and see how durable it is, how good it is, how long the battery. The biggest thing is how long is this battery gonna last, because I didn't have much faith in it, in the battery life, but so far so good. We just cut that up. That was another 20, 30 cuts. We're still at three bars. So I'm curious as to whether or not this thing would actually be able to cut a tree down. I doubt it. I mean, it would take a lot of work, and then you're just gonna kill the little motor, kill the battery. Can't imagine it's built too well, like it's gonna last forever. Obviously, if you're in a pinch, an emergency, I would use it for something like that, but otherwise, just get your regular chainsaw out. But let's see how this thing cuts. So it cut pretty easily. One tip with this thing, it's jumpy if you're not on there applying pressure. If you just go at it lightly, it's gonna bounce like that. I think what you wanna do is set it on it, have this tight right there, and then cut it pretty well. It's a pretty clean cut. All right, so last test I want to do is I just want to see how this thing will do against a thicker piece. This is pretty thick, so let's see how it'll do against this. Alright, she shut off for a second. I think she was using too much power. Let's keep going. Shut off again. Shut off again. I think we're almost through, but not quite. Now it's reading 1. Let's disconnect the battery, see if that does anything. Now this doesn't want to kick on right now. Okay, here we are with the battery that was on the charger. I just put the other battery on the charger. Let's see if we can finish this. Seems to be good. All right. Not a perfectly clean cut, but that's my fault. It cut through it, wasn't too bad. Now this battery has more of a charge. Let's see if it'll cut this piece a little faster. All right, we cut that whole piece off in much cleaner cut too. Oh, that was what, 30 seconds? So the battery can do it. You just got to make sure it's fully charged. But yeah, cut it off, wasn't too bad. So my impressions on the Saker mini electric chainsaw is for $60, or whatever the price actually was, 69 or something like that. It's not a bad deal. It can do a good amount of cuts on a single charge. Towards the end of the battery though, when I started cutting that bigger piece, it definitely used a lot of juice. So if I had to guess, I'd say maybe 100 cuts. Decent cuts, you know what I mean? Not thick pieces of wood. So if you're gonna use this thing and you're near a charger or something like that, it came with 2 batteries, which is, I'm assuming they included 2 batteries for that reason, that the battery is gonna die. So, you run out of one, you have the other one charging. Take the other one, put it in the charger, and chances are you're not going to do a humongous job with this chainsaw anyways. I feel like this would be great if you're doing the whole van life thing, something like that. You can keep this, keep this underneath the seat, anywhere in a cabinet. Doesn't take up a whole ton of space. And for what it is, it's pretty decent. It's not the best in the world, but $60, you can't really expect the world anyways. But yeah, for $60, it's a decent little tool. And again, be super, super careful with this thing, because this is like something out of a horror movie if you let this thing slip. I mean, literally, I've had so many close calls with a regular chainsaw where, you know, you're cutting something and it swings and it might hit your leg. It's never happened, thankfully, but you want to wear goggles, gloves, the thickest pair of pants you have, preferably chaps, and yeah, pretty good. If you got one of these things, I think there's like tons of different brands. There's, you know, Saker, there's probably whatever, all these different Chinese brands you can get off Amazon. If you have experience with one of these, leave a comment below. Let me know your experience and if it's good long term. It's a lithium-ion battery, or so it says. So these things have a pretty long life, you know. Camping, perfect for camping. You're gonna go camping, you wanna make a campfire. This will be plenty perfect to chop up enough wood for the whole night, you know, kindling, things like that. So yeah, go on Amazon, get one of these things, and let me know what you think. The charger. Fit here in this corner. Not perfectly, but good enough. Toss your oil in there. Close her up. And there you go. Pretty small footprint. Easily fit in most places. A lot easier to fit this than a full-size chainsaw.